Alright, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Sanusi Vision of Life. My name is Adewale Agboke Jr. Please review us, rate us, give us a 5-star, don't be a hater. Today, we're going to continue talking about the Karjakz Vs Assassins universe, but focusing on the assassin side of things because I already got Sanusi, I already got artillery. Guess who's next? Excursion. Third in command, Ruben Drones, aka Excursion, man. I'm really looking forward to talking about this guy because he's super cool villain. At the shows, at the comic expos, or just people in general, whenever I put up an image of him, they're like, this guy is sick, man. So, and for y'all wondering who Excursion is right there, man. You know what I'm saying? He's sick with it. I haven't seen anybody who hasn't seen it. I thought it wasn't sick. So, before I get into this awesome episode on this amazing character, I want to thank our sponsors. This Sanusi Vision podcast is brought to you by Tigler. If you need executive services from plumbers to pediatricians and everything between, that's Tigler.com. Search Tigler. Don't wait. Search today. That's Tigler.com. As I stated before, the amazing CEO of this company, Adewale Agboke, is putting out this platform for professionals, whether you need plumbers, contractors, pediatricians, landscapers, nurses, babysitters, anything in the professional realm. Tigler.com. That way you ain't got to stress. You find the most professional person, highest rated people, the most awesome people, and get your professional services on whatever you might need on there, man. And the best thing about joining forces with Tigler is searching Tigler helps you to find Sanusi Vision. Indirectly, Sanusi Vision helping people to find Tigler. So it's always great to join forces with a great company. So that's Tigler.com. Don't wait, search today. That's Tigler.com, y'all. And this podcast also brought to you by Anadel Foot and Ankle. Don't live with foot pain. Let Anadel Foot and Ankle make your feet happy again. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. As I stated before, I always got these in every pair of one of my custom orthotics. My Bata's footwear line, as you know, the best footwear line in the galaxy. It's gonna be my shoes are awesome. I can't. Nobody hasn't told me they haven't been awesome. And putting these amazing custom orthotics made by the greatest foot specialist in the galaxy, Dr. Nusode, in my Batas only makes my feet even feel better. I used to have plantar fasciitis. It used to hurt like I don't know what. Went to go see Dr. Nusode. They said no surgery needed. They teach you these different stretches. Next thing you know, I've been pain free for going on 8 years plus now. So these custom orthotics are designed to my feet strictly, as you can see. And you too can go make an appointment with Dr. Nusode and make your feet happy again, whether in your Dallas, Texas area, or in the Frisco area. Make an appointment, AnadelCenter.com, and go see Dr. Nusode and get your feet where they need to be. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. And as I stated before, I told you, Batas is on the come up. As stated before, Anadel has told us that our Batas footwear line is going to become the official footwear for Anadel, and it's going to be showing up on their platforms, whether it's the websites, their social media platforms. So, hey, get ready, man. We are on to big things, man. So that's our sponsor right there, man. We have to pay them bills. So let's... So let's get on to this show, man. This amazing episode about Excursion, aka Ruben Drones. I gotta show you the poster first of all. This dude, oh man, look at it. Yeah, that's the guy we're gonna talk about today. He's a villain, third in command of the assassins. You know what I'm saying? This guy don't play. You know what I'm saying? He really be taking people out. Excursion. The only thing about for him is death is just good business. He's all about takeout. Pay me my money. I'm gonna get who you need me to get. So check it out. This is the Excursion right here, version 5 right here. Oh, and wait till y'all see the new Excursion. Oh, y'all are gonna be losing it. Yeah, look, let me bring him closer in there. That's Excursion right there, boy. Ruben Drones. That dude is sick with it. And then I got to show you the first version of him, the original version. So look, let me zoom in. That's the original Ruben Drones right there, Excursion. As you can see, he's got that thing in his cannon in his hand right there. But I ain't gonna tell you the name of my cannon, but that's when I first started, when this big dream of mine started, Karjakz Vs Assassins, the greatest universe ever created. You know what I'm saying? The greatest animation universe ever created. These characters are gonna, oh my God, revolutionize animation. So, you know, I'm super excited because Excursion is a sick character. And the things I'm gonna focus on, just like all the other characters that came before him, origins, history, abilities, comics, animation, movies. So let's jump this thing off with the origins. You know what I'm saying? So I always like to take notes. So Excursion, aka Ruben Drones, you know what I'm saying? Man, I can only tell y'all so much because of course you know the first official Karjakz Vs Assassins comic book is coming out. So I can't just be divulging information left and right. You know what I'm saying? I sound so Nigerian right there. You know what I mean? But first of all, his name is Ruben Drones. Team he's on is the Assassins. Rank he's third in command. Real name Ruben Drones. Alias of course Excursion. I wish I could show y'all the new Excursion. He looks so sick. Citizenship is American. Place of birth, Chi-Town, Liberty City. Height 6'4", weight 250. He's a big dude and he is fast. Hair color, of course, black, and then his eyes are red implants. Occupation, head of security at Argonne Tech. He's basically Sun Tzu's security manager. He controls the security detail, so that's what he parades as. But everybody knows really that he's really, those who are in the Assassins group know he's really Excursion. But you know, he's got a parade as something to be an undercover day job, so he's basically head of security. I feel sorry for you if you ever get in this cat's way, man. Excursion, man, aka Ruben Drones. So Excursion's history is real, origins really. He's a guy from Chi-Town, Liberty City, and he first joins the military, of course, the Marines, and then he's always had this joined as a kid. He joined the Marines coming straight out of high school, and he said he didn't know what he wanted to do, but he knew he wanted to do something with military grade stuff. Not particularly trying to be in the military, but more to use the weaponry is what he really was after. So he joins the military, of course. He joins the Marines specifically, and then basically once he joins the Marines, he becomes a part of an elite squad team that goes around extracting people, whether taking them out or bringing them in. Kind of like what artillery did, except he wasn't CIA. And so Excursion's always had a ego about him, about how he wants to go about doing things. He's always never wanted to take orders, but somehow he finds himself always in the same position of taking orders. So, you know, even in the Assassins, he's third in command, right? He's got to take orders from Sun Tzu, and he's got to take orders from artillery. And so as he becomes more integrated into his Marine life, he goes on a mission that he was supposed to, you know what, I'm gonna say that for history. So his origins, he joins the military, and this whole time he spends about, I want to say 5 to 7, no, I'm gonna give you all 3 to 5 years maybe in the military, serving and realizing, okay, this is cool, but this is boring, and these dudes are corny as hell. And you know, being what he is, being the character that he has, he starts to realize that I no longer can stand taking orders from these corny cornballs. And so he goes on a mission, and that mission is something I'm going to talk about in the history of Excursion, because you have to understand his origins. His origins is a guy he's always wanted more. He's had a little, and as you can see, he has cybernetic arms. Now you're wondering how that happened. I'm going to tell you that in the history, but I can't tell you too much, because if I tell you too much, it's going to ruin the first official Karjakz Vs Assassins comic book. So he comes from a Chi-Town city, right? And the thing about Excursion is that he's never really had any place of his own. No family to be spoken of. He's pretty much adopted, man. And I don't like saying the word streets raised him, but he didn't exactly grow up in a home. So it's more here to here till he finally makes his way into the Marines. That's another reason why he really joined the Marines, because he really had nowhere to live. So he basically was homeless, right? So when you have a person who's homeless, you really have no attachments or any kind of any kind of belong to anywhere. That's another reason why a lot of people relate to Excursion, because when I talk to people at the comic expos, they're like, where is he from? I say the city. Then they like, so what, he doesn't have any family? Nope, he don't. People are like, so he's a loner. So when you're a loner, you're not really trying to fit in. You're just trying to be like, I don't care. I got to do my own thing. Don't care what anybody else is doing. And so as Excursion grows, and when he joins the military is when he finds a family of such sorts. Even though it was the Marines, and it was still corny to him, like having to take orders from these other dickheads, as they like to call them, a bunch of corny cornballs, but he still did it anyway. And so now he's no longer homeless. He's part of a military group. He's part of somewhere he can get 3 meals a day. He's part of somewhere he can learn to use weaponry, which is what he really was after. He always wanted to be a guy who could get whatever tools he needed to get where he needed to go. Of course, he got hands like he's supposed to have, but having in the future, with the future technology that we have now, and what Sun Tzu's going to afford to him, oh man. And so once he joins the Marines, he goes on different missions. And one mission particularly, it was leads to him getting up out of there and being dishonorably discharged, you know. And then next thing you know, he's finding himself joining forces with Sun Tzu. Now to think about him eventually joining his forces with Sun Tzu, because he gets injured, which I'm going to talk about next, right? But his origins is one of a loner, an individual who has no family history. He doesn't know anything about anybody in his family. For all he knows, he might have brothers and sisters, but I'm not going to tell y'all that either, because I don't want y'all to know what's going on, because that's going to ruin the first official Karjakz Vs Assassins comic book. But one thing about Excursion, he's a hitman for hire. Whoever's paying the most is who's going to get his services. His origins, it's like he's one of those people that You don't even know where he's come from. Next thing you just showed up somewhere and now he's got a history. That's Excursion for you. And this guy is all about the takedown. He don't care about nothing else but getting paid and the takedown. If you got the cash, you got his services. If you ain't got no cash, you got problems. Excursion don't play that. You know, I had one of my brothers tell me, man, Excursion is like, he's going to be a character people are going to love. And my brother, I'm talking about also too, the guy whose Glocks is blazed on, he actually thinks Excursion is the coolest character in the whole Karjakz Vs Assassins universe. So I've had people actually tell me that the villains are just are cooler than the heroes, which doesn't really shock me, but it was not my intent. But these Excursion is another reason why this whole Karjakz Vs Assassins universe is going to be amazing. So the origins of Excursion is where that starts off at, man. You got a loner, an unknown individual who comes from nowhere. He's born of nowhere. He doesn't have really any recollection of his past. All he knows is he's been homeless and he's tired of being homeless, so he joins the military. It's a way to get 3 meals a day, and it goes from 3 meals a day to becomes one of the greatest Marines, and then from become the greatest Marines, now he's moving on to joining the Assassins. Now we're gonna go into the history of Excursion. One of the things that caused Excursion problems, and I'm gonna get into it right now. So the history of Excursion is, you got a guy, right, who decides, I'm in the military, but being in the military, I'm also not trying to take orders, which doesn't work out too well. So one of the missions he goes on one day, he has to do an extraction. And so look, let me read Ruben Jones' history, because I'm not going to give you all too much, because I can't give you all too much. So, born to be a mercenary and a hitman for hire, Ruben Jones used to be a Navy SEAL until one mission went wrong that changed his life. A simple extraction turned mutiny. So he goes against, that's all I'm going to tell you. He goes against orders that was given. Remember, he's Navy SEAL. I told you it's part of the Marines. But in my universe, I'm calling like Navy SEAL, because he's part of an elite squad. And so he goes against orders. And then he hurts not only himself, but he hurts other people that were part of his team and the person that was supposed to extract. So it's a triple effect. So they get hurt. He loses his arms. Yeah, it was pretty bad. That's why his arms are metal, organic steel. And so he gets hurt. And so he's in the hospital. And the military, so this guy gets hurt. He services the country. And now he gets this discharge. And the country's like, well, we don't care. You went against orders. So they do nothing to help him with in terms of his health. So now he's in the hospital laying there with no help, no arms, no nothing. And barely got bandages rolling and blood just dripping all over the place. I mean, he's healing. But they're giving him this decent service they can give him. And guess who rolls up in there? Yeah, Lord Sanusi. And Sanusi asks him, do you want to be part of something greater than this nonsense that the military is offering? And he turns around like, yeah, but what do you got to offer? And then he realizes, wait, he realizes who he's talking to. Excursion realizes who he's talking to. It's like, wait, you're Blaine Bishop. And he's like, you're a billionaire industrialist. And his Excursion says, Sanusi tells him, not only can I heal your arms, give you better arms, but I'm going to put you in a position to where you can rise to the cream to the top and take out all those who, you can avenge yourself and take out all those who betrayed you. And so guess what Excursion does? He goes to Sanusi. They implant him with the cybernetic or the organic arms. They give him a new set of equipment, weaponry, and all kinds of sick stuff. His truck. Wait till y'all see his truck in the Karjakz Vs Assassins comic series. Oh my God. Man, Excursion is going to be so freaking sick. Like, I know people. I would not be shocked if he's top 3 in sales on like merchandising all the time, because he's that cool of a character. So Excursion joins forces with Sanusi, and Sanusi makes him a promise of leading the Assassins, which is what he is. He's the field commander of the Assassins. Artillery is the general. She decides what happens, but Excursion is the guy who executes all the plans. So he's basically like a go for this and go for that kind of guy, but except he's making a lot of money doing it, and also he's got a lot of power behind him. So of course he's got Lord Sanusi in his command, all the amenities available at his disposal, which is whether it's weapons, whether it's the coyotes, whether it's the assassins themselves. Because when he's third in command, the people that take orders from him include Kanji and Revo, who sometimes take orders from him, Snipes and Yukon for sure, and then of course the coyotes. And so that's Excursion's. The cool thing about and Excursion finally gets what he wants by joining forces with Lord Sanusi, because you have to understand, Sanusi is a guy who provides resources. That was the whole point of what Sanusi wanted to achieve in himself, to put at his disposal to be best of the best, but then provide him with the resources needed to get him what he wants. and they by themselves getting what they want. So now Excursion's got what he wants. He's got money, he's got power, he feels like in a family atmosphere, something he's never had his entire history. You know what I'm saying? And so you can understand why a guy like Excursion would join forces with Lord Sanusi, because you no longer have to worry about food. You ain't got to worry about money. You ain't got to worry about a place to live. You ain't got to worry about resources. You got to worry about taking orders from idiots and corny people. You know what I'm saying? And so what does Excursion do? Once Sanusi hooks him up with all the things he needs, guess where he's going back to? He's got to take out some military people. He don't care. And guess what? Nobody can stop him. So aside from military people, but also people from the past that did him wrong. And so now Excursion is over here armed with all kinds of cool weaponry, which I can't tell y'all, which I'm going to tell y'all in his abilities. But, you know, he's over there doing his thing, and now he's working for Sun Tzu, and they're going on missions all over the world. And like I said, I can't tell y'all too much, because if I tell y'all anything, it's going to ruin the first official Karjakz Vs Assassins comic book. But what I can tell you this much though, man. Excursion goes on this mission of just taking out cats left and right. All those people that screwed him over. It was one military position after the other. He literally almost wiped out. I'm not gonna tell y'all later. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all. That's all y'all need to know. So now all the people that was part of that thing when he got hurt, guess who he went for next? He went for every single last one of them. And when you have Sun Tzu's resources at your disposal, there's nowhere anybody on this planet can hide from. Not even in the galaxy. And Excursion, what you come to find out is that as he goes, his history continues to build his own. Even though he has to take orders from artillery and Sun Tzu, he still has an ambition to want to become his own boss. So what he does is he starts to build his own thing on the side. Now, he may think Sun Tzu doesn't know about it, but Sun Tzu always knows about it. You know what I'm saying? He's the overlord. Lord Sun Tzu don't play that. And so as always, what gets Excursion in trouble always is the same thing that always gets him in trouble. He never really builds his own independence away from those who give him independence. So he's dependent independent, which is horrible. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and speaking of Excursion, talking about history, man, I got to show y'all this right here, man. Y'all know what's up with this dude. The original Excursion right there. That's how it all started in 2012 right there, man. When I first dropped the first set of books. This is the original Excursion. And then right here, because I got to talk about the history of the Excursion. Woo! I love how far I've come. Karjakz Vs Assassins is the sickest animation universe like ever. Like ever. So look. This is version 2. As you can see right there, look at that thing. Woo! That uniform starts to get on the get right. Oh, look at that. And then, of course, Bio Book 3. This is where it really jumped off. This is where it took off. This is when I realized, oh yeah, it's time to work on the comic book. And then wait till you see the new Excursion. Y'all are going to be like, this dude is fire. Look, let's show you all three of them, man. What's this right here? Oh, Lord. Here we go. What a mess. That's all three of them right there. Look at that. That's the history of Excursion right there. You know what I mean? So like I told you, Excursion is the type of cat that his only thing is, it's like death is just good business. He's all about business. He ain't about nothing else but business. Getting paid, stacking bread, and whoever needs me to take it. He literally enjoys being a hitman. That's what he enjoys most about it. You know what I'm saying? And so even in the comic series, you get to see that. The way he speaks, the way he carries himself. When in fight scenes, you're like, this guy is all about business. Like, and I'm going to get down the line later, but talking about going into the movies, that's going to be another thing right there. You know what I mean? So that's Excursion's history. A guy who's trying to, who's been building, but seeking independence, but somehow he stays dependent, but then eventually, will he break away? I don't know. I'm not going to tell y'all. But that's a whole nother thing, a whole nother set of books that are coming out within the whole Karjakz Vs Assassins universe, and you're going to figure that out, man. So, yo, that's the history of Sun Tzu. Next up, you know, because this helps me when I have markers. Next up is the abilities of Excursion. Of course, I'm going to tell you the abilities, which includes his military training. So that's what's next. Next up is the abilities. Now for Excursion, a lot of his abilities come from maybe street fighting, and also military training with the Navy SEALs, and then of course joining the assassins, the shadow arts of the various different ways of fighting. So some of the things that he learned, right? As you well know, he's the head of security at Argon Tech, which means you're gonna have to know all kinds of manners of technology and fighting skills, and of course use all kinds of weaponry. And man, there's no kind of cannon that he can't use. As soon as he sees it, boom, boom, boom. Like, I can't tell you what he can do, but there's a technology that allows him to just understand stuff like that. That's all I'm finna tell you. It's sick as hell. And so fighting skills include boxer, Muay Thai, Navy SEALs combat training. Yeah, he done got mad training. And of course, not to mention the different trainings he gets being part of the assassins, right? Then of course, his weapons are cannon. I'm not going to tell you the name. Different types of smart bombs, all kinds of gadgets that tie up people that he's dealing with. It's all kinds of stuff. And he's got a sick old truck. I can't tell you the name of the truck. Wait till you see the first official Karjakz Vs Assassins comic book. You're going to be like, oh, this truck is fire. I bet you everybody's going to be trying to make the truck from different companies, whether it's Ford, whether it's GMC. They're going to be like, hey, Cajun Adewale, would you like to, let's promote this thing. I'm like, get up out of here, man, please, man. You know what I'm saying? Then other information, which also got him into trouble, which is part of his history, which is part of his abilities too. He was dishonorably discharged from the Marines, and the / Navy SEALs, because it was a special group under the Marines. They called themselves Navy SEALs. And then he has bionic arms and sonic implants, because like I told you, he lost his arms. The bionic arms are organic steel, so they look literally like flesh, but they're metal, which is the sickest thing. This is what happens when you have Lord Sun Tzu's resources at your disposal. You can do a whole lot of stuff. And so his abilities are including him kicking your you-know-what, variations of different types of weaponry that he can use. There's no, he's a hitman for hire. You know what I'm saying? And so his suits, his Teflon suit, is literally, unless you got a nuclear warhead, you ain't getting through that thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he walks around literally feeling, well, bulletproof, rocket launcher proof. And he's got a cannon on he's got a cannon that only he can use. And that cannon is tailored to his genetic signature. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, I keep looking at this screen right here, y'all. If I could show you the new Excursion, I would, but he is sick. Like, my brother son is like, whoa, he is on point. Like, and then to make what makes Excursion really cool, he's left-handed. So, which looks, that's the only thing I'm gonna tell y'all. He's left-handed. He's a left-handed dude. He's got that cannon. You know what I'm saying? And that cannon is sick with it. I remember creating Excursion. One of the abilities I always have, some of the characters I've always liked from the past. Maybe somebody like Cable, Deathstroke, Deadshot. Let me see. Deadpool, Bishop. You know, these cats that were rocking cannons. And so people that I thought rock cannons are like, okay, all right, this is gonna, where does Excursion stand in his abilities? And so I figured going military training would give this guy all the things that he needs, because when you're in the military, you get a lot of combat skills that most people don't have. Now imagine he's a boxer, 6'4". He's a heavyweight, literally. He's just throwing haymakers like Mike Tyson, like just destroying you. And he got body blows too. Now imagine taking that. He was already strong. Now you're giving him cybernetic organic arms. Oh, it's over. And yes, the cybernetic organic arms allow for a lot of, it gives extra exponential strength. He's got a different array of defense mechanisms that are in there. He can control certain fields of technology. You know what I'm saying? He's the guy that can reach to a door. I don't care if the door's got codes from wherever they are. Automatically, he can decipher whatever the code is, and he can automatically open the door. This dude is, oh my God, he's so freaking cool. Like, his abilities also include, well, him beating your behind, like I told y'all before. And when you got a guy that's got some resources behind him, you ain't gonna be short of whatever you might need, man. So Excursion's abilities are more like a guy who you got 3 stages is training. You got the street fighting, you got the military training, and they got the assassins. How many people really have that much training in their field of career? Like, he's literally spent his entire life getting ready for. And the thing about when you work for Sun Tzu, well, when you work with Sun Tzu, because I want to say work, because Sun Tzu sells it as you work with me, but the truth is really working for Sun Tzu. And so all these implants, all these resources, I know you all are wondering, what mechanism does Sun Tzu have over Excursion, since Excursion never gets out of line? I don't know, I'm not going to tell y'all, but there's a little something, you know what I mean? But Excursion, like, he's just, oh my Lord, all out assault. And when you have a guy with these kind of abilities, Like he's a talented hitman, and that's why Excursion wanted him. He wanted somebody who could send in to to be a field general. So, and also too, him being a field general, that's another talent he has. That's another why Sun Tzu wanted him, because he doesn't have to send his queen artillery out all the time. He could just send the field general, which is what Excursion is. Excursion is the third in command. Most of the time, Sun Tzu and artillery aren't on the field. The only time artillery is there itself is when it needs to be something major. And then it's like, okay, now artillery is like giving orders, giving Sun Tzu orders to give everybody else orders. You know what I'm saying? So in the first official Karjakz Vs Assassins comic book, you get to see Excursion's ranking position, how it actually really works. And so you get to see how like important he is in terms of as being a field general, because without him, he's the guy who is the bridge between Sun Tzu artillery and then all the other assassins, except for Revo and Kanji, who are Sun Tzu's children. So they come and go as they please. But everybody else, all orders go through Excursion, including scientists, including robots, including coyotes, snipes, Yukon, anybody within the Assassins organization. Guess who they got to report to? Excursion, because he's third in command. And being that he's the head of security at Argon Tech, all those who come through in and out of Argon Tech also got to report to Excursion, except they don't know he's Excursion. So he has different upgrades, and he's actually a very smart guy. So, you know, usually when you have a big guy like that, you really think they're not intelligent, but he's actually very intelligent. His intelligence is really creative, combative fighting skills. That's what I feel like. It's like this guy. To be able to fight like that is an amazing. It's a talent in itself. So yo, that's Excursion's abilities, man. You know what I mean? So that's Excursion's abilities. So next. So next up are the comic books. Next up are the comic books. And when I say comic books, oh my God, as you well know, just like all the other characters, Excursion gonna get his own comic book. Are you kidding me? How cool would it be? Like I told y'all before, I don't know too many characters in terms of villains that have their own comic books. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the cast that I really took a liking to in terms of similar characters, which included Cable, Deathstroke, the cats that I thought were cool characters that had cannons, Deadshot, Deadpool, Bishop. Who else am I thinking of? All the cartoons I used to watch as a kid. Some of y'all might remember Cops. You know what I'm saying? From the 1980s. That's another cool show right there. And I just thought that Excursion have his own comic books. Now, the thing about the Excursion is that he's gonna have his own comic book. There's no getting around it, right? And so when he has his own comic book, guess who was good? Let me look over here. Let me get this thing out. You gonna understand like his history, from his origins to his history to how he got to where he is, to joining forces with Sun Tzu. So all different kinds of storylines, because he's gonna have one that he has with the whole Karjakz Vs Assassins universe, the one that he has with the assassins, and then the one that he has by himself. That's the cool thing about my characters. Each character can have their own comic series. That's one of the things that I loved about me being able to create these characters, right? So you can imagine Excursion going on different missions. You get to understand why he became where it is. His history from when he was a child. That gap right there, we can figure out how he got to where he is, to being living in the streets, and not as no corny ass drug dealer, because he wasn't selling no drugs. No, he was just homeless, didn't have nowhere to go, and so the only way to do anything. So imagine being in high school and every day you're going to school wearing the same thing or whatever you can find, and then one day you eventually join the military. So you know they pass a kind of provision, I'm gonna put it that way, that allows him to join the military early, long before he turns 18, because he had nowhere to live. He was homeless basically, and so he had to get scraps of food from people. So those are all part of stories that part of the comic book. Then another comic book will be when he joins the military. That life right there. You know what I'm saying? So and then that's another life right there. How he becomes Excursion, the training that he goes through, the obstacles that he deals with, the whatever anxieties he might have had to overcome within that structure of joining the military, joining the Navy SEALs, become part of that Marines Navy SEAL squad, the special elite squad that he joins, and then also becoming the best at it, the greatest, but then only to get dishonorably discharged after giving service. And then how he's laying there in the hospital, and then guess what's next for him? Joining forces with Lord Sun Tzu. That's another form of comics right there. You know what I'm saying? So as you go version 1 right there, and then I'm going like this. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm skipping that. Then I go like this. You know what I'm saying? That's all part of the comic book. Here we are. And I took a nap before I did this. Can you believe this, y'all? I'm still yawning. Unbelievable. And then the version like this. So he's going through phases of change in the whole comic series. And then you get to see that whole comic. And yo, I can't give you all everything, but yo, when I tell you the comic series, and then the story of him joining force with Sanusi, and then how he deals with that and builds himself into being the third in command with the assassins, which is no small feat. To be third in command of the assassins? Are you kidding me? Running Lord Sanusi's armies? Oh yeah, that's just nuts. And all kinds of disposable available to you too. And then also too, does he have a relationship with Snipes? I don't know. I'm trying to figure that one out too. Y'all trying to tell me something, but so it's a convoluted, like, this guy's character is so sick. Like, it's very few characters that can be like Excursion, where a character is very likable, so likable. Excuse me, y'all. Check this out. I got Capri Sun. Oh, it's finished it. Damn. Well, onto water. Always good to have water. Sorry, y'all. I ain't staying thirsty. Oh yeah, sunnisvision.com. Get your water bottle. You know what I'm saying? So look. So that the Excursion with the comics, and so you got different storylines that he's getting through, and then he's building a future. So he goes from not having much to, oh, he got a whole lot. So there's that facet right there, which you got to bring into how he deals with that. So yo, Excursion, oh my lord, this guy, comics on this guy, I would not be shocked if it was the #1 comic in the whole Karjakz Vs Assassins universe, because like I told y'all, when I go to comic expos, people be drooling over this guy. They're like, this dude is sick. I'm gonna show you the post again. Shoot, you want to go get a post on SoundVision.com? Look at that thing right there. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Excursion right there, man. Look at the uniform. It's sick. And if y'all think this is cool, y'all ain't seen nothing yet with the new uniform he got. Oh my god, he's so sick. He's so sick with the new uniform he's got. So the comic books are just like all the other characters. He has a storyline from how it started to where he is currently to where he's going to expand to. So that's the beautiful thing about Excursion, giving him an opportunity to grow past everything that everybody's always given. Like I told you, the main thing with Excursion is always trying to find independence. But as the story has been going so far, he's always been stuck within a dependent state because he never had the resources, and that's the problem. And he starts to figure out that the most important thing I need to really have is resources. So that's where Excursion be building. So that's the comics right there, man. You know what I mean? The comic stories are going to be off the chain. I plan on making sure that people know, yo, this is what's up. You know what I'm saying? So the comics, man, that's the comics right there. I mean, the cool thing I'm looking forward to is the stories within Karjakz Vs Assassins universe, how he fits in the whole thing. Y'all are going to see that in the first official comic book coming soon. Then how he fits in just with the assassins, because that's a storyline on its own by itself. Then how he fits on his own. So it's really important to like have a structural, sequential book with this guy. Specifically, all the other characters have to have that. But this guy, there's no... I've kind of created him in a way that everything has to be really sequential, so that nothing gets thrown off. Nothing goes off the rails. You know what I mean? Because this character is sick, and I'm telling you, I really think a villain like this is gonna really be a how do you say, a fan favorite. He's gonna be a fan favorite because he's already like, when I go to the comic expos, people are like, whoa, this dude is cool. And I spend a lot of time talking about him. I never thought when I created him that he would get that much shine, but he be getting shine, man. You know what I mean? So yo, that's Excursion right there, man. That's the comic books right there. Next up is animation. Come on, man. Y'all know what's up. Animation. Y'all know I gotta have the animation. Are you kidding me? Shoot. Man, I love me some cartoons. Now think about everything I just told you about the comics, right? Everything I just told you about the comics. And then when I take everything I'm telling you about the comics and integrate it and let that become the storyline for the animation, tell me that ain't Spitfire. Yes, he's gonna be part of the whole Karjakz Vs Assassins animation series. He's gonna have an animation series with the assassins and is owned by himself. A storyline. Look, y'all, real talk, I already got episodes written out already. Like, the animation, without question, is going to be Spitfire. Like, and that's another cool thing about this. Now I'm about to start school in the fall. And so, not only am I already able to animate, but now I'm about to give myself even more tools for what I want to do, because in order to achieve what I want with the whole Karjakz Vs Assassins universe, I'm not dealing with people's bull jive. That includes companies, that includes individuals. Like I always say, my dreams is my destination, my job is my hustle. Yes, but I'm not gonna let people slow me down, because the problem with people is that they're undisciplined. They think that things can just be done whenever. No, it can't just be done whenever. Dreams have deadlines. Even though they're dreams, you should still give yourself deadline dates. And so with this animation series with Excursion, oh my God, I'm gonna go from like the stories that I told you about how he grows up as a kid. You get the sad storyline. Animated movie strictly about him. How cool would that be to have an animated series of movies where I'm talking about like how he grew up, where he grew up, who the people he grew up with, how he joins the military, and then how he joins forces with the training he gets in the military, how he becomes the #1 Navy SEAL, how he goes from the #1 Navy SEAL to becoming dishonorably discharged, then how he joins forces with Sanusi, how he has to learn to take orders, and with this scope of still figuring out why is it that he's always independent, which never gives him the independence that he wants. Then while being a field commander with the assassins, Lord Sanusi, how he joins forces with Sanusi, and Sanusi helps him to reintegrate himself and fix himself so he become all human again. Because getting those organic arms, organic steel, that's a whole different psychology right there of how that happens, the damage that it does to you. And so being a villain too, that really doesn't help either. So he's dealing with a whole lot of stuff. I mean, the animation series is gonna be so sick. One of the things that I always used to see that I felt like characters that should have got their own shine with animations where they made a mistake. Well, I'm not doing that with Excursion. I don't think there's any other. I've watched a lot of cartoons growing up, but one thing I always wanted with my characters was not to make one character stand out more than the other ones, where all the other ones couldn't get no shine. Like I love the Avengers, but they never make anything on like, let's see, they're not gonna do anything on Vision, where they kind of did, but let's say somebody like who am I thinking of? Well, they did it on Falcon. Like I'm trying to think of villains, man, where they don't. Oh man, who's a villain they did something on? Like they got nothing on, let's say, Galactus, or giving Thanos his own shine, which they should. Thanos is so great. Or Apocalypse, or who am I thinking of? Sabretooth. Yeah, Sabretooth only shows up whenever they got Wolverine. It's never him getting his own thing. Or who else? You know, I'm trying to think of other cool villains that I love. Crap, who am I thinking about? Is it no. Deadpool's got his own thing. Man, I'm going blank right now. But that's always been my problem with animations. They always seem to focus on a particular group, but not other characters that are integral within the whole space of the animation series. And so with Karjakz Vs Assassins, I didn't want to do that. I wanted each character is strong enough, plenty strong enough to get their own animation series, their own comic series. So Excursion, you know how cool it's gonna be to like even and movies, I'm gonna talk about that later, but you know how cool it's gonna be to have an animated movie and people be like, whoa, it's coming out on this date. Man, I can't wait to see this Excursion animated series, man. Let's see what this thing's going to mean. And be the writer that I am, I'm not gonna let anything be corny. I'm not having it. That's another thing why I'm independent, because I just don't want to deal with the nonsense of companies, because they always seem to want to stereotype your characters. And me, that I have African characters, I'm not gonna allow you to mess up my characters. It ain't happening. I'm not begging Marvel. I'm not begging DC. I don't need Paramount or DreamWorks or whoever else y'all can think of. They can keep their money. You're not messing up what I'm doing, and that's the problem. content is king. If you have content, you have a future. You know what I'm saying? And I got mad content. You know how many things I could do with these characters? You know how many things I could do with Excursion by himself? Just the animation series alone could be different storylines. A bunch of different storylines. Releases every year. Shoot, releases every 6 months. Safe to probably say every year, so that we can have time to really have a great storyline. But man, animation series with this character, oh my god, it's gonna be so sick. Can you imagine me having Excursion just like in different missions, different episodes, different, even in the animation series, the entire Karjakz Vs Assassins animation series, I already have episodes that I've written out about each character, how each you get to know each character in the whole Karjakz Vs Assassins universe. It's gonna be off the chain, y'all. You know what I mean? So yo, that's the animations right there, man. You know what I'm saying? I love cartoons, and within this sphere of this Karjakz Vs Assassins universe, every single character gets their own animation. You know what I mean? So yo, that's animation right there. Next up are the movies, man. The movies. You know, gotta have the movies. You know what I'm saying? The movies are a must. Are you kidding me? Now, I've had time to think, like, who could freaking play Excursion? And some big time amazing actors come to mind. Method Man, LL Cool J, shoot, maybe Michael B. Jordan. But my personal, I feel like Method Man will make a great Excursion. He just looks like he could be an Excursion. And I'm a big Method Man fan. Aside from being an amazing rapper, an amazing actor, I've just been a big Method Man fan since I was a kid. He does such a great job on Power. I'm like, this dude should have been an actor a long time ago. Can you imagine Method Man as Excursion? What? Oh my god, with the cybernetic arms, with the sonic implants. Yo, hopefully the universe blesses me one day to be able to meet Method Man. But like, yo, Method Man, come on, man. You know you want to play this guy. You know, I can see stuff like that happening for me because I always have people that I know that are telling me. I even had a coworker. He's like, yo, when's the animated movie series coming out for Karjakz Vs Assassins? And I say, you know, you do realize I still got to go to meet some people in Japan and to still finish school so I can get this thing on the road. But it's just good to know that there's people out there that believe in what you're trying to do. And that's the best thing you can hope for in life, that you meet honorable, good people that want to see you shine. But you yourself have to be the orchestrator of your dream. And so when I'm thinking about movies, and the good thing about me is I know how to write scripts for movies. So can't no company come at me with bull jive. You know what I'm saying? That's why I love being independent. Like, you don't have to take crap from companies. I've got my own production company. Sanusi Vision is going to have everything it needs under its umbrella. You know what I'm saying? Yes, the Sanusi Vision podcast, the t-shirt is available on sanusivision.com. I forgot to even tell y'all. Different shirts. We're going to have bomber jackets, sneakers, all kinds of stuff available on Sanusi Vision. So get ready, y'all. It's going down. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, look. Back to the movies. So having Method Man play it or LL Cool J, I mean, the storyline is going to transition, as I said to you, from the comics to the animations to the movies. So it's going to be movies where within the whole sphere of the Karjakz Vs Assassins universe, of course you already know that, then you got the assassins doing their thing, and then you got him doing his own thing. Man, like I said, yo, can you imagine a 3-story movie? I don't even want to call it a 3D movie. I'm literally giving myself a 3D movie. But me having the ability to say, you know what, these are the 3 movies that help you to understand who Excursion is, and one building off the other one, and it's sequential too. So not like, wait, I hate when I see movies where it's all over the place. Yo, bro, have some sequence to your crap. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of movies are bad today. Because these guys, they're not concerned with making quality. They're just concerned with making money. You know what I'm saying? And when you make quality, you're going to make money. You always going to make money when you make quality. You feel me? Like, having Method Man or whoever it is going to play this character. I'm trying to think who else could play Excursion. Y'all remember Adewale from G.I. Joe? He could play Excursion. Who else could play Excursion? Keeping this thing Nigerian up. Who else? Ooh, I'm trying to think. Who else could play Excursion? I'm sure as y'all watching this episode, y'all gonna be like, man, I'm thinking, well, yo, you know, write comments in the comments when I drop the episode. You be like, yo, dang, this guy can play Excursion. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, I'm looking forward to the movies for this guy character right here. When I say an incredible character, he's an incredible character because I don't know too many villains, especially when you have an array of a bunch of villains that can get their own. Even in Captain America, what's his name? Crossbones ain't got his own movie. Even Winter Soldier don't have his own movie. You gotta have him with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You gotta have him with Captain America. So like these are the things that I'm talking about. Like Red Skull don't even have his own movie. You know what I'm saying? So when you have that's one of the things I've always felt like has always been missing with a lot of superheroes or supervillains. They don't give supervillains any shine like that. Like I would love to see, like, Deadpool is not a supervillain. He's an anti-hero. I'm talking about a villain. Like they need to give villains their own movies. Like, because Hollywood, they keep doing the same corny stuff. They take no chances. They have no backbone. That's why they bore me to death. That's why I love being independent on my own, have my own thing, not have to beg anybody for anything. I just be like, yo, I want to make a movie, boom, go. I want this actor to play it, boom, go. And then, of course, gonna have different actors also in the movie aside from the main actor playing Excursion, but having different storyline because, as you well know, he goes through the military. He goes through growing up from being a kid, being homeless, to joining the military, to what he does in the military, to joining the Assassins, and then from the Assassins and everything else that happens in between all of that, and within that, and going forward from that. So I'm looking forward to like a movie where Excursion is just like, it's just going from one movie, and the script's already written, y'all. I'm telling you, I used to read these books. And I've said this on other episodes about all the other characters within the Karjakz Vs Assassins, whether it's Cajun, Escalade, Glocks, Rasputin, or Shepard, Diesel, Sincere, and even Sanusi, Sphinx, Artillery. I said the same thing. I read scripts so I can learn how to write movie scripts. So I don't have to deal with bull job. Like, I don't have to beg a writer to write anything for me. I am the writer. I don't have to beg anybody to draw anything for me. I am the drawer. I don't have to beg anybody for to be the inker. I am the inker. I love being a total gambit. Like, I love having my whole, like, teaching myself, educating myself not to have to depend on people, because the more independence you have, the better off and the faster your dreams can manifest, man. So making movies about an Excursion, oh my god, Excursion is so sick. Like, y'all, I'm just looking at this new Excursion right there, the costume, and I'm thinking, dude, whoever gets to play this character is gonna be one lucky mofo. You feel me? Excursion is that dude. So yo, that's the movies right there, man. You know what I mean? That is the movies right there. You know what I'm saying? And then of course, that is the movies right there. You know what I'm saying? So that's Excursion right there. You know what I'm saying? You know, I had to chop it up. So I mean, the movie's gonna be sick. The movies that I make for this guy are gonna be fantastic. Not just animated movies, but movies themselves. I'm not begging nobody to let me execute an idea, which I know is gonna be an amazing. Once you get out here, man, the thing you gotta do for yourself, with the advent of YouTube, you can literally make a movie and put your stuff on YouTube. You don't need movie theaters no more. Movie theaters need you. Nobody's sitting in movie theaters no more. Guess what they're doing? Everything is on their iPad or on their phones. That's how they're watching the stuff now. Ain't nobody waiting on nobody, so I ain't gotta beg nobody. So that's what I'm loving it, man. And I can't wait to drop these movies about this guy right here. So that's how everything about Excursion right there. So, you know, I want to thank you for listening. But, you know, the final thoughts on this character, Excursion, everything I talked about today. You know what I'm saying? He's an amazing, he's an amazing character. You know, this guy right here, as I said before, I talked about his origins. Growing up, not having a home, figuring out where he's gonna go, and then joining the military, and then his history when he joins the military, becoming part of the Navy SEALs, the Marines Navy SEAL squad, and then going from the Navy SEAL squad to becoming dishonorably discharged, and then joining forces with Lon Sotsu, and then his abilities, how he gets the organic arms and the implants, and then it turns him to like this super strong, where he's always strong, but now it makes him enhancing his biochemistry, making him what he is, like half human, half I want to call it cybernetics, because his arms are cybernetics, organic still. Then of course the comics, how he goes from, which is telling the story of his origins to his history, to how he joined forces with the Assassins, and then that comics turned into the animation series, and then the animation series telling the story of in a 2D form of the comics, and then the animations leading to the movies, and then how finding the right actor to play him, because that's gonna be integral, finding the right actor to play him. So yo, Excursion, oh my lord, I cannot wait for this guy right here to get his shine on. So yo, that's everything about today's show, man. So Excursion, I've been waiting a good minute for it to get him out to talk about him, because I remember when I decided to talk about my characters, because for the longest I kept on having episodes and podcasts. I was like, wait a minute, hold up. When I start talking about my own characters are sick as hell. So yo, that's where it's at right there, man. You know what I mean? I had to start talking about my characters. I had to. There was no getting around it. You know what I'm saying? So yo, that's Excursion, man. But before we get up out of here, as usual, we gotta talk about all the cool new stuff that we got. First things first, since we're in the summer, who doesn't like a bucket hat? You got to have a bucket hat. It's a double-sided bucket hat, as you can see right here. And guess who? Where's he at? Where's he at right there? Let me see if I can find him. Where's Excursion? Where's Excursion? I'm looking for Excursion. Come on. Oh, I guess I see part of him, but I don't see all of him. You know what I'm saying? But here we go. That's Excursion right there. You know what I mean? So bucket hats. And guess what's cool about my bucket hats? They're very reversible. Notice how I said they're very reversible? Oh yeah, they're very reversible. Look, gray one color on one side, and this is the classic Karjakz Vs Assassins on this side right here. Then you flip it back, you got version 5 right here. And then the cool thing about my bucket hats is they can be different colors. You can have gray on one side and blue on one side, or black on one side, or red on one side. Don't matter. And you see, of course, you can see the Asha logo, which is now officially trademarked, because that's my name brand. And of course, you got the Sanusi Vision logo on the other side, which is officially trademarked too. So yo, bucket hats, man, go get you one different characters. I got them in Karjakz Vs Assassins, got Blade, Iron Man, Batman, Wonder Woman, Voltron, Black Panther, Mega Man, you name it, we got it. So visit sanusi.com, get your bucket hat on so you can be shielded from this sun rays and look cool at the same time too. You know what I mean? So yo, that's bucket hats right there. And then next up, since we're traveling, since the summer, guess what you need? A cool suitcase. You got to be at that airport looking super cool. You know what I'm saying? Look at this suitcase right here. 360 wheels. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. Sick as I don't know what. Now look, let's open this joker up. You know what I'm saying? Look, we got to open this thing up so y'all can see what's up in here. Yo, look at how cool this is. Look at this, double-sided with the casing. So all kinds of spots for amenities for clothes and socks and whatever else you might be carrying, right? Then you can unbuckle it and add really a big layer of clothing right there. You know what I'm saying? And then over here, you flip it back, you get the other side. Check this out. Look at this. Man, we're doing big things over here at Sanusi Vision. So now on this side, you got more zippers. And then you unbuckle that too. You can even fit a suit in here. That's right, you can fit a suit in here. So everything you're carrying is pretty big. And the cool thing about these travel suitcases, we got them in different sizes. We got small, medium, and large. So, that's something I worked on, because a lot of people were asking me, hey, when you going to get bigger sizes? I said, okay, I'm working on it. So now you got luggage. Like y'all be in the airport, you be seeing luggage really big. Well, guess what? Now imagine my art on a big old suitcase. Yeah, that's right. And as always, we got multiple characters. This is classic Karjakz Vs Assassins right here, but you get version 5. You can get Blade, you can get Iron Man, you can get Batman, you can get Turtles, you can get Thundercats, you can get Voltron, you can get Warriors, you can get Ryu from Street Fighter. Anything on my banner is available on these travel suitcases, right? So sanusivision.com, get your suitcase on so you can get into your awesome travels, y'all. And then of course, can't forget this. T-shirts. Guess what I got here? Guess who's on the t-shirt? A pencil sketch type t-shirt. I've been waiting a long time to showcase this t-shirt right here. I should have been showing y'all this, but I forgot. I should have shown this. Excursion Pencils t-shirt. Look at this. Look at the detail on that thing. This is available on different characters on the website too. So, I've got a bunch of pencil drawings and I love pencil t-shirts. Check this out. Look at this. Excursion. Plain and Jane, but it's so cool. Then of course it got the Assassins logo on the back right there. So on the right sleeve, I'm gonna add stuff to it. On the left sleeve, you got this right here. But then what's cool about this t-shirt is you can put the pencil sketches, whatever character I want. I mean, the detail of what I draw on the pencils, I can put on a t-shirt. How sick is that, man? You know what I mean? Pencil sketch t-shirts, y'all, available on sanusivision.com. You're not gonna see anything like this right here on anywhere else. This is what we do on the Sanusi Vision, man. We always inventing cool stuff. Who else gonna have something cool like this, man? So pencil sketch tees available on sanusivision.com, and you can get them in different characters. Whether it's Excursion right here, whether it's Snipes, whether it's Revo, whether it's Yukon, whether it's characters from the Karjakz Vs Assassins. You got Cajun, Escalade, Garth, Rasputin. You also got, who else you got? Batman, Blade, anything I've drawn on my website that's a pencil sketch, which is available there, y'all can see it. You can get it put on a t-shirt, and the material is always off the chain. So yo, Excursion pencil sketch tee right here. But multiple characters, also available on multiple characters too. So now, finally, the unveiling of the new Batas footwear. Batas 3 high tops. Y'all know I keep constantly evolving the Batas shoewear line. And guess what? The Batas 3 high top sneakers. Check them out. Oh, Lord have mercy. Let me just let you have a peek at this thing right here. Now, this is a kid sneakers. And this is the first Batas 3 I've ever invented. So, you know, when I made these shoes, it was requested by a family member. And she wanted something super cool. And guess what I did? I had to come up with a kids for shoes. But indirectly coming up with a Batas 3 for the kids, I came up with Batas 3 period. Check this out, y'all. Look at this. Sick as I don't know what. Detailed. Awesome premium leather. This thing is sick. And it can come in different types of material too. But check this out, y'all. 360. I'm just going to do 1 foot at a time. Look at that. And it's got the name of the person too on it. My niece. She wanted this. I was like, I got something for you. I was like, girl, I got you. I made something so sick. Look at this. The Batas 3 sneakers. These are going to be available for adults too as well. Different sizes. All the way from 5 all the way to 14. That was also another issue right there. We addressed the issue of sizes of footwear too. But it's available for kids too. So you got kids. You got different designs. Now let's look at this thing in detail, right? Let's do a 360 turn. Look. Y'all got to see the grip. Oh my God, look at this. Oh, this is when I tell you it has grip, it has grip. So this is available on sunvision.com. You can get any size. It's going to be available soon on the website. Any size and any color. Black, blue, gray, red, and then multiple characters too. Karjakz Vs Assassins, Cajun, Escalade, Glocks, Rasputin, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Voltron, Turtles, Mega Man, you name it. All kinds of characters. And it's available for men, women, boys, and girls. All kinds of different sizes, man. So when you get on sunvision.com, you got to check this. I mean, look at the detail on this thing, man. Oh, Lord have mercy. This is sick, man. You know what I mean? What can I tell you, man? This is what we're doing on Sunvision. Detail, evolution, constantly evolution. I've shown this to a bunch of people. They're like, damn, that is a sick pair of shoes. And you always have people like not wondering like, man, how does this guy keep on doing it? Well, guess what? That's what being a designer is. Constantly evolving. Look, the Batas 3 high tops. This is the future of the Batas footwear line right here, right, yo. And then I got future other shoes coming through, but the Batas 3, oh Lord have mercy. The high tops, and we got them in low tops too, if you're wondering. That's why we got them in low tops for the kids too. So not only high tops, but in low tops as well for the kids, and also for adults too. So yo, the Batas 3, the first official Batas 3 ever made. Check out. You see number 1 right there? Yeah, that's number 1. It's the first Batas 3. And guess what else is on there? QR code. Oh, we don't came up. I told you, we doing big things in Sunvision. You ain't got to just type in the website. You can just scan the QR code. It'll take you straight to the website, and you can go copy your Batas 3s and check them out. They're coming soon, y'all. So the Batas 3 footwear, I'm very proud of these sneakers right here. And as I stated before, you know, we are officially the sneaker for Annandale. So your Batas 3 high tops, y'all. Sunvision.com. They're sick as I don't know what. Go get yours today. You know what I'm saying? And make your feet feel great. You know what I mean? So, yo, that's the Batas 3 sneakers right there, man. You know what I mean? So, y'all seen them sneakers? They sick as I don't know what. Let me show you again. Look at this. Man, this thing's a spitfire. So, yo, that's our show for today, man. Before we get up out of here, we always got to talk about what's coming in the future. And what that is, Karjakz Vs Assassins, the first official Karjakz Vs Assassins comic book. Yo, it is spitfire. I'm so proud of it. I cannot wait. Once I get a lot of things together, copywriting, getting the funding to process it, getting the funding to make the books, and then it's on and popping, y'all. You know, there's steps to this thing. First, there's creating it, and then it's creating it. But in order to understand the first official Karjakz Vs Assassins comic book, you got to get the bio book. This bio book tells you everything about the characters in the Karjakz Vs Assassins universe. You know what I'm saying? From height, weight, to where they're from. Like I said today, Excursion, you get to know his history. You know what I'm saying? These are the Karjakz right here. The heroes. Cajun, Escalade, Glocks, Rasputin, Cynthia, Shepherd, Diesel, of course, Sphinx. Then, of course, the Assassins, led by Lord Sun Tzu. You know what I'm saying? You got Artillery, Excursion, Kanji, Revo, Snipes, Yukon, and, of course, Seth as well, and the Coyotes. So, Karjakz Vs Assassins Bible is going to tell you everything about the Karjakz Vs Assassins characters in the universe. So, when the first official Karjakz Vs Assassins comic book comes out, you're going to know what's up. My computer's over here trying to go to sleep. So, you know, it's really important, man. I'm telling you, this Bible book, go get your copy. And look, if you want to be, because this universe continues to grow, if you decide you want this Bible, this is what's available on the website, sunvision.com, but you want the version 1 or the version 2 of the Bible book, just let me know, and we'll send your copy out instead of version 5. And if you want all 3 of them, let us know so you can pay for all 3. It's whatever you want, man. In fact, literally just order 3 of these, and I'll send you all 3 like this. You know what I mean? So, yo, sunvision.com, we always doing cool stuff. I don't want to be limited to corny, usual stuff, man. I'm doing off the rails type stuff. Like I'll just come up with random stuff that people love, and I'm sticking to that, man, because I love doing that. You know what I mean? So yo, that's soundvision.com. Get your own bio book available on soundvision.com so that you can understand what's gonna happen in the first official Karjakz Vs Assassins comic book, because it's gonna be one of the greatest comic books you've ever read in your life. It is sick with it. You know what I mean? I'm proud of its creation. So yo, that's our show for today, man. So we gotta thank our sponsors. As always, pay these bills before we get up out of here. This Sound Vision podcast is brought to you by Tigler. If you need executive services, from plumbers to pediatricians and everything between, that's Tigler.com. Search today. That's Tigler.com. Don't wait. Search today. Pediatricians, plumbers, contractors, nurses, carpenters. If it's professional, search Tigler.com today, y'all. And this podcast is also brought to you by Anadel Foot and Ankle. Don't live with foot pain. Let Anadel Foot and Ankle make your feet happy again. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. So, yo, that's our show for today, man. I want to thank y'all for listening. I know you're like, this guy is super excited. Yeah, I'm super excited, man. I just talked about Excursion, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not falling asleep like last week's episode. You feel me? You know what I mean? So, yo, that's our show for today, man. I want to thank you for listening. This podcast is produced, written, and directed by yours truly, Adewale Agboke Jr., man. It's good to be proud of yourself, and it's good to believe in yourself. So, you know what I mean? And I'll thank y'all. And please check out our website for all the cool stuff we got. Particularly this amazing Batas 3 sneakers line that we got coming through. Y'all know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? Look, check this out, man. Let me show it to you again. You know what I mean? So the Batas 3 sneakers. Look at these things. They're sick. I'm just so proud of this creation right here, man. It's just sick with it. You know what I mean? Then, of course, you got t-shirts. You got to have t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? T-shirts, excursion, apparel. You know what I'm saying? Then you got, what else we got? We got posters, man. You know what I mean? We got posters. You know what I mean? And we got t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? We got t-shirts. And pretty soon we're going to have these little wrist things that you're going to be selling, like rubber bands and stuff like that. We got water bottles. You always got to get your water bottle on. You know what I mean? Don't stay dehydrated. Working out a lot like I do, you got to have water with you. You know what I mean? Staying hydrated. You know what I mean? What else we got? Glasses cases. So all kinds of cool stuff, man. You know what I mean? And of course, can't forget bucket hats. Reversible bucket hats. Let me put this thing on. You know what I mean? Reversible bucket hats. This is what we're doing on Sound Vision. You got to do big things, man. You know what I mean? So, yo. And also, too, please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Sound Vision. Nobody wants to listen anymore because it's boring. So guess what? I decided to shift a long time ago from Spotify, Apple, whatever, and I shifted to YouTube completely. Ever since then, my thing is shut up. My podcast is getting listened to every week. People can actually see me and hear me, which is what people prefer. You know what I'm saying? And then also too, you get to subscribe to me, and every Monday you get to see new episodes. You know what I'm saying? Of all the amazing shows I'm going to talk about, and I stick to what I love to talk about, which is animation. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time for extra BS. But you know, the beauty of being on YouTube is that people can see you and hear you. And the most used platform now and going in the future, anybody can deny if they want to, is going to be YouTube. Even the NFL's on YouTube. NBA's on YouTube. They know they got to do YouTube. That's what the generation is now. My generation, we're not trying to hear about no NBC channel or CBS or whatever. No, we all about our YouTube. So guess where I'm going to be at with my platform? YouTube. Guess where I'm going to put all my animation and stuff at my YouTube channel? It has grown exponentially from where it first started. I can't even believe how far it's come. So yo, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Sound Vision so you can see all the cool stuff, whether it's promo videos, apparel videos, sneaker videos, water bottle videos, cell phone case videos. It don't matter. Soundvision.com. Follow us on YouTube channel and get your social and get your YouTube watch on, get your listen on, and can listen to our podcast and my amazing show. And also too, social media. YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, X, Instagram. Look, all you artists out there whining and crying, quit your crying, man. Quit your crying. Social media gives you the opportunity to showcase your abilities, your talent. What, you want to hide it in your house? I can't stand these artists talking about, well, I want to be commercialized. Nobody's commercializing your dumb, you know what? If you just use your brain, organize yourself, promote yourself, you can pay yourself with your own art. And you don't need no gallery. You don't need that. I'm still surprised people put their stuff in their gallery. It's corny, man. I'm not putting my stuff in no gallery so some jerk can get paid off of me. No, I'm not giving you no 20% off my art. No. All the money's going to come to me. Then I can allocate my money towards where I want it to go. A lot of you artists out there, start using your brain. Stop acting like a bunch of little crybabies. Social media is the equalizer. We've been waiting a long time for an equalizer. And I love my social media platforms. You know how many videos I'm uploading every week, every day? 4 videos a day. I don't play. Like, I drop it on there. And when you got YouTube, you got Facebook, you got TikTok, X, Instagram. For however long more we have TikTok in the US, because you already know it's going bye-bye. it's a done deal. They've already passed the law. It's only a matter of time if it went into execution. And plus, TikTok is useless. They keep shadow banning their own users, which makes no sense to me. But the biggest platform is YouTube. YouTube is there. Facebook is there. It's always going to be there. You use them. They got Reels on Facebook, but YouTube is the top dog. And then of course you got X and Instagram. But I feel like X is more of a like a gossip channel. And then of course Instagram. It's not what it used to be, but you still need it. But for me, YouTube is the dog. You got to have those platforms. No matter what those platforms are doing, still use them because they're good for artists. Every artist has their own place where they belong. Like me, YouTube, even as messed up as TikTok is, my TikTok chat page is off the chain. I mean, the hashtag Sanusi Vision has over 8 million views. That's how far I've come. I've come a long way, y'all. And then my YouTube channel is just kicking butt. It's not only a matter of time before I become as popular as my friends always tell me on my YouTube page, they can see my videos next to other celebrities, whether it's LeBron James, whether it's 50 Cent, whether it's Shannon Sharp from Club Sheshe, whether it's Stephen A. Smith. They're like, yo, your videos are populated next to theirs. So, you know, the YouTube channel is on the come up. You got to use your social media, man. It's a free, best way for you to promote your brand without taking any crap from other big companies. You don't need them anymore. They need you. Like I always keep saying, content is king. That's why they say content is king. Create your own content. And look, as always, y'all, keep doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? Review us. Rate us. Give us a 5-star. Don't be a hater. You know, continue to aspire and achieve. Like I always say, never ever give up on your dreams. And one more thing before I leave this thing, before I forget. Journals. Because I didn't want to forget this, but journals. Because I forgot last week. I'm always making a conscious effort to talk about journals and talk about mental health. It's really important to put yourself in a space of peace and serenity. Because without those two things, you can't get where you need to go. Believe in yourself. If you need to, go get a therapist. Get the help because they're out there. Get good therapists. Not just some bull job person trying to make some money. No. Get you somebody who actually wants to help. With me, I've been in therapy now going on almost 2 years now. It's going to be 2 years by the end of this year. I got to tell you, it has changed my life completely. And 2024, well, it started in I used to say 2023 was the best year of my life. Well, now 2024 is the new best year of my life. I've come a long way. And in doing that, one thing I've learned to do is I have a journal. Recording my daily activities is what I do every single day so I can see the best version of myself, right? Because I love the fact that I've come a long way from where I used to be. So, yo, journals help you a long way. Having therapy, being physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually healthy is really important for you to be the best human being you are, because a lot of us are dealing with different things, whatever your circumstance might be. You know what I'm saying? But when you get into therapy to address the issues that you're dealing with, you're going to feel a hella good about yourself, man. And so it can allow you to be the manifestor of your dreams and not dependent on companies or whoever it is to get you forward. You are the driver of your dreams. So get your help if you need it. But the cool thing about these journals, you get to tell your story every day. And I can show you some of the stuff that I write. I don't want to show you, but this is what I write in here every day. So you know what I mean? So you know I'm not BSing. I write, this is the 413th day since I started my journal. This journal is actually the 4th book of journal that I actually have. This is the 4th book. Check this out. The art makes it look cool. So this is the front side right here, back side, and this is the back side right here. And guess what else I got? The QR code. So visit sanusi.com, get your journal, whoever you like. I got different characters on there. Karjakz Vs Assassins, classic Karjakz Vs Assassins, and I got a version 5 card. I got this right here. Look, let me show y'all. So that way y'all know what's up. Look, this is the first official Karjakz Vs Assassins journal I ever created. You know what I mean? So that's the front and that's the back. You know what I mean? But now I got this one all the time. And I'm going to have more coming in the future. But you can get any character. Karjakz Vs Assassins, version 1 and version 5. You can get Blade, Iron Man, Batman, Wonder Woman, Voltron, Turtles, Mega Man, Storm, you name it, it's available. So yo, make the journal fun so you can enjoy writing your history. That's the whole point of this, you know what I'm saying? So, but it's important to get your mental health game up, aside from your physical health game up, your emotional game up, your spiritual game. Just get it all up, all 4: mental, physicals, emotional, spiritual, so you can be the healthiest human being you can be, so you can be the best version of yourself, man. I thought it was really important. I know I cut through, but I don't care. This is my podcast. I do what I want. You know what I mean? So, as always, pursue your dream. Believe in yourself, because nobody else is going to give you the opportunities that you want for your dreams other than yourself. So, yo, continue to aspire and achieve, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Have an amazing week. Have a great week. Stay safe. You know what I mean? So, review us. Rate us. Give us a 5-star. Don't be a hater. And as always, y'all, continue to aspire and achieve. Try to be super cool like this Excursion right here. You know what I'm saying? Have a great week. Stay safe, y'all. Peace. check this cool cartoon intro out. All right, you can see the rest of it on my YouTube channel, and you can also check it out on my website at sanusvisionshop.com. Stay safe, y'all. Peace.